We have the ever handsome Brian Arakaki, who is the director at Live with the Bike. I keep pumping him up, but he's actually the one that works the hardest when it comes to the production, because he's in here. Like when I used to work at day shift, you'd be here like frickin' 2 p.m., 3 p.m., and you're just going all the way till after the show.
That's right.
So yeah, props to you.
Thank you for that introduction.
Yeah,
I've never got an introduction like that. It's amazing. It feels really good, actually.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's Ryan Feldman does the scheduling, you do the thing, and then you round them up, and then you guys get the show going.
Yep.
Commentators, even though I probably get over credit for, you know, whatever, but I just come in and I'm just like, oh yeah, top, and then I was like, peace out, Brian, I'm out.
Yep.
Okay. But yeah, so there's a lot of stuff like the chat will always like talk about certain things about the production they may not understand. One of the examples is like during the scheduling, they're like, oh, why don't you schedule 2-3 games? It's like we have, and I even done the scheduling of 2-3 games. It turns out it's like 50 people sign up, and then like 45 people cancel and don't show up, and it's much easier to get like 5-5 players or 5-10 players if people cancel.
Yeah, for sure. It's 2-3 is usually the most popular, though, to be honest. Those fill out.
Yeah.
Those fill out.
Yeah, they fill with names,
quick.
but they may not show up.
No, because like it's like the stake that people can afford to play, or like it's more common for people.
Sure.
But definitely, like the higher it goes, the more regulars you're going to get, the more like returns you're going to get, because it's such a small like player pool. For sure.
So we want to hear your story, like, you know, how'd you get involved with Live with the Bike, what happened before, and, you know,
okay.
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to college at UC San Diego.
Shout out to UCSD.
You always shout it out.
Yeah.
Shout out to Maria Ho, right?
Yeah, shout out to Maria Ho, my buddy.
Yeah, so like I studied management science, which is like a lot of econ, finance, and like game theory based. And you know, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do after college ended. I worked in sales, marketing. I was a project manager for a startup, and I just really didn't enjoy it. I came across an ad in Craigslist for an internship with Live at the Bike in 2011, and I interviewed with Evelyn Doulard, the owner and founder. Shout out to Evelyn.
Shout out to Evelyn.
And she brought me on, and then I started off doing the card graphics, which was all cameras at the time, and inputting those all into a program. And then the director at the time was leaving, so he trained me to like take his job on, and then I was hired full time to like set up the RFID, which was just coming around at that point, and to direct all the shows. So
what were the challenges that you went through? And go ahead.
Yeah, it was kind of like learning the process. I had like zero video production background. I just loved poker. I loved sports. I loved media and like video production. So like I had to learn everything on the fly. The director that was here before, Ray, really taught me a lot. He really took me under his wing to like bring me up to speed.
Shout out to Ray.
Yeah, shout out to Ray. I'm sure he's watching.
Yeah,
he's a teacher now, but you know, I have much love for him.
Yeah, and
yeah.
And now you're the master.
I'm the master. Yes, but yeah, like it was a challenge to learn everything. I had to like go through a lot of like troubleshooting and things going wrong to get it right.
Yeah.
But like, you know, now I feel pretty confident in the system.
You can handle it all.
Yeah.
What have been your highest points at Live with the Bike?
It's probably like right now.
Right now?
Because we're like peaking right now. Oh, no, with you.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, with you.
Oh, I thought it was, oh, man.
Obvious. So, no, it's been just
snubbed.
seeing the ascension of the brand and the show becoming like really a big staple in the industry.
Yeah.
Like, you know, just watching the audience grow, and like people in our audience who have been there from the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
There's like Rick and Barstow.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I first got here, he's gone through like
the ups and downs.
The ups and downs with me.
The bad beats.
Like, yeah, he was like on our first site, and then he like which had its own chat, and then we went to Twitch, and then you know he's been there since the beginning. But then a lot of people have come along, and just like being able to produce a show that people enjoy, can get like, you know, a break from their lives. It's been really fun.
So one thing is that I have to handle with the chat is like, what complaints do you hear that don't really have plausible solutions?
Well, you know, we're a live broadcast. It's like unedited, unscripted.
Yep.
Technical issues happen.
Yeah.
All the time, you know? So like, you know, we're at the mercy of like software or internet, or like, you know, sometimes the card graphics, like, you know, mess up, but then like, you know, it's because like, you know, I hear people complain a lot sometimes when like a card graphics are messed up, but like, you know, there's so many layers going on at the time. There's like players sitting up, you know, there's dealers not giving us proper information, you know. Patrick does an
Great
amazing
job.
job.
Yeah.
He's like
Shout out
the
to Patrick
best
Curran.
graphics engineer in poker streaming at the bike.
And if occasionally, if he messes up, we got him.
No,
If the commentators, we got him.
It's
We'll
not
take the
his
shots.
fault. Like,
Yeah.
I just want to let the chat know it's not his fault. Like,
Yeah, it
there's
just
so much going on. He's
Right.
like communicating to the dealers, listening to the table, watching if players are sitting in and out.
Yeah.
So like that's like something that like, you know, people don't understand that goes into it.
Yeah, and sometimes I take bullets for you guys.
Yeah, you do take bullets. Like I remember one time you and Weez
Yeah,
were
no hole
commentating
cards.
when there was no whole cards. It was like software would not
Yeah, just like
populate it. You guys just
from the software world, so I know things do not always work.
Yeah.
If there's an update or like you
Yeah.
know whatnot.
it's usually far and few in between.
Yeah,
but
but it
like
just
you know,
happens.
things just happen.
Yeah.
For sure.
So yeah, the live stream format is not post-production, and this is just the way the format works. And if you watch like singular live streamers like Lex, like Ryan Fee, like Doug Polk, even they make mistakes, and they're in a much more controlled environment because
Right.
they're toggling all the tables and they're talking, and they could choose when to go to the audience. Whereas like usually for like No Limit Hold'em, PLO, and Limit Hold'em, I'm comfortable enough. I know the pacing, but then when it came to mixed game, I was like all over the place. I'm like, okay, I cannot deal with the chat
Well,
right
like
now.
that was like also like it was. We don't do many mixed games with our RFID system.
Yeah.
It's really difficult on our end to do that, to get all the hole cards right and to like get all the bets right.
Mhm.
So like, you know, I can only imagine how difficult it was for you to like have to commentate on that.
Yeah, because obviously the people who know me are forgiving, but I think Sean Snyder, who we're going to call later, said that the chat was like rough on me, but he saw the game was wrong, and you know that's going to happen, whatever.
Sometimes
And then-
we didn't know the game changed. We're just going through we're like doing the production. We're not watching the game.
Yeah, Matt Benjamin, shout out to him and Sandy Joy and Twitch. Matt Benjamin says for the most part seems to be out about 99% perfect.
Thank you.
I agree.
Yeah.
Like you know, barring those times where it's just like during Barry and Friends, it blacked out for like 45 minutes.
Software issue right there. You know, like we're at the mercy of like
Yeah.
the program that we're using.
Shout out to Brian Watson. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you know, sometimes like you know, things just happen.
Sometimes the commentator needs to cover for 45 minutes.
Exactly.
No,
right.
seriously, that's like a live stream. Things are going to happen wrong. This is the whole point. Is like we get practice. We just like try to get back on our feet, and then we just like try to give you guys a show.
For
It's
sure.
a product, and you know it's a business, and you know Live with Bike's been around for a very
It's
long
like
time.
2005.
2005.
So like I came on the second
14.
when it returned. It went
Returned.
on, it went
Oh,
on a hiatus.
right.
You know, so like I came back when it returned. So it's been really fun seeing the growth.
Yeah.
And like the evolution.
So you know me, I'm always like, once you play on the show, you get a totally different perspective. You know me, I get really tilted when people are like, "Oh, this player sucks." And I'm like, "Man, why don't you play Try Playing on the show?" Because I played on around 100 episodes.
Yeah.
In like different kind of games. I've commentated, I've been in the chat, and it's all a different point of view. So I try to put all together and try to consider all of it.
Yeah.
So do you plan on playing on the show?
Yeah, I hope so. Like I haven't played on the show because I've been always doing the production.
Right,
We're
right.
a small crew, and
Yeah.
like you know, the show has to run.
Right.
So like, but like you know, now I think we're at a place where I can take the time to come in and play. But like you know, watching you like here for the last like 3-4 years,
It's been 3 years.
it's been
yeah.
really fun growth.
Yeah.
I've seen. You know, like
It
you were
was
playing
tough.
like every week. You were playing like every
Oh,
week
I
for a
was-
while.
Yeah, because one of the principles that I try to preach is like, if you're gonna commentate, you better play on the damn show,
yeah,
and
yeah.
you better like know what it's like for people to go through these things, and you better have your high points, your low points, and being able to express it. Because one
Yeah.
of my pet peeves for poker commentators, which a little bit more forgiving for the chat because they don't have an opportunity, but the commentators should have played on camera at least 3 times,
Yeah.
ideally like a lot of times. So
Yeah, I give you a
that's-
lot of credit. Like everybody who plays.
Oh,
on the
yeah,
show.
yeah. Everybody who
like
plays.
man, like you're putting yourself out there.
Yeah, because
And,
it's like
it's really difficult.
if I'm putting a bet over the top on Brian, and he has a decision to make, he's the only person in the entire internet who cannot see my cards,
Right,
and it's
yeah.
just like that's just ridiculous, like
Yeah.
a ridiculous amount of pressure. So shout out to a lot of those guys, especially the high stakes Friday game.
Absolutely.
They're not messing around, man, because I've played with a lot of those guys over the years, and it's already just like really, it's like the level's really high. So if I make a good read in the mid stakes, which my accuracy is pretty high, it is a really different can of worms to just like you do a good read and make a good play in mid stakes versus high stakes where everyone's just above the rim.
And like you could have made the right decision, but it just like so happened.
Yeah.
The outcome wasn't what you wanted, but it was the right decision.
Yeah, you could get sucked out, or you could guess like it's proper like line play or whatever, and just like guess wrong. Excuse me. But yeah, there's like I try to be objective. Like when I commentate, especially if I know the player, like say Bart Hansen, Nicole Jurgens, or whoever, then I'll just like kind of imaginary cover up the other guy's cards and kind of like look at just the opponent and be like, what is Bart looking at? Because there was one time where he laid down queens, and I'm not there, so I don't know. But I looked at I forgot who his opponent was, but I'm like, dude, the guy really looks like he really looks like he has it. And
so,
me and Bart have studied a lot of the live read stuff, so I know where he's coming
from.
from.
A lot of credit to you guys, everyone who's played on the show. All the hundreds, like thousands of people have come through. I've watched play, for sure. But
and the director, acknowledges the difficulty and sympathizes.
I don't like, it's just you're at the mercy of like people watching and like judging you. Yeah. And like if you can, people who overcome that, kudos to you.
Yeah, and the first time you play on the show, just everyone's super, super nervous. And we talk about, like, Ramsey said it in the last show, and just, like, everybody says it. We all know where it goes. So, I obviously, if it's a player's first time on the show, I'd be like, okay, And there are certain tendencies which we've noticed over the years that they'll do if it's one of their earlier times. And then, try to keep that in mind and not bang for that. But on your end, what's coming up for Live at the Bike?
We're just going to keep grinding, keep growing. And we've been putting together some amazing games. Ryan Feldman.
Shout out to Ryan Feldman.
Has put together, like, the sickest lineups.
Yeah.
And, like, we're just going to keep growing, keep trying to put out the best product as possible. And, like, for me, I'm going to, like, I'm always looking for ways to improve our production. We're, like, at the mercy of a budget, obviously. We're not like Poker Go where we have, like, endless cash
20
flow.
million, yeah.
So, like, I make the best with what we got.
Right.
But I'm always looking for ways to, like, up the ante.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's just a constant. And shout out to Patrick Kern. He's in the YouTube chat. Let's do some shout-outs for a bit.
Brian's in both
Brian
chats.
Watson. Oh, that's a hardcore. Thanks up in there. Nate TV Toker.
Yeah. Waprai is one of the guys who's been here for a long time.
Yeah, and then he shows up on the show, and you could tell he's like hardcore because he's just like, running over people and stuff like that.
Yeah, Patrick's pretty dedicated when he's not doing like endless hours of graphics and YouTube videos. For sure.
Shout out to Patrick Kern. He does the post-production stuff, all the YouTube videos, and
Yeah, he's really taken our channel to the next level for sure. Like I think when he came on, we had like under 20,000 subscribers.
Now we're 81.5. I checked. It's like
81.5. Yeah, I know Patrick looks at it every number.
Right. Oh no. Yeah, I know. I mean, it all means a lot to us, but for him, it's just like we know it's like an extra level.
He makes our channel look like Poker Go.
Yeah.